cold gang. First round draft pick. Welcome to a very special night, a very special episode. Indiana completes his historic season 16-0. We're national champions. We defeat Miami 27-21, cuz. It's up. We national champs. I can't believe it. We complete the run. 16-0. First team since jail. 1894. We did it in 2026. You know, and I don't think it'll ever be done again. Big Mouth, how you feeling, cuz? I can't believe it. Can't believe it.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. It's a great game. I got a perfect cherry on top to a great season, an undefeated perfect season. The 16-0 Indiana Hoosiers are the national champions 2026. And you know, I know one thing we're gonna say is because you know that's the best team to ever do it. Because who else has done it? You know what I'm saying? Until somebody else has done it, I mean, I use the best, man. So shout out to them Hoosiers. Shout out to Kirk Signetti.
The greatest team in history, 16-0. The greatest coach in history. Took the program from the bottom of the depths. Brought them all the way up to national championships. You know, the greatest play I've ever seen. Fernando Mendoza, 4th and 5. Coach Signetti, big cojones. Go for it. We going for the win. Touchdown. Fernando Mendoza stretches out over the end zone. You want a Heisman moment? Well, there goes your Heisman moment right there in the national championship game, cuz. I mean, I could have almost just broke down when that happened, man. We go up 10. I mean, it was just a special night to be a Hoosier. A very special night to be from the state of Indiana. My first championship or celebration I've seen since 2006 when the Colts won. You know, we celebrated earlier in 2025 when the Pacers went on that great historic run. We made it all the way to the finals, and Tyrese ended up tearing his Achilles, popped it. Miami was trying to knock Fernando out the game early. They was trying to get him out of there early, man, but we just would not let it happen. He's so tough, cuz. I'm so proud of Fernando Mendoza. It's incredible. I'm so thankful to be able to witness what happened tonight. And 16-0, cuz. I mean, just what a perfect way to cap this perfect season, man. Perfect, man. So, man, cuz just give me your thoughts on what this means for the state of Indiana, what it means for the program. I mean, just what does this championship mean?
Oh man, it's huge. I mean, that's absolutely huge. I mean, I think it thrusts, you know, the Hoosiers to the, you know, they're the team, you know what I'm saying, in college sports right now. You know, college football for sure. But, you know, like you said, we've been chomping at the bit, you know, first with the Fever, then with Halliburton, I mean, then with, you know, the Colts and Daniel Jones. I mean, it just seemed like we just keep getting stuff snatched away from us. But we came out here today and took this one. And like you said, man, on that 4th down, really the two gutsy calls on that drive in that 4th quarter with like 6 minutes left to go. 2 gutsy calls. The first was the fade to Charlie Becker. And then that draw play that they drew up to get Fernando Mendoza in the end zone. That was lovely, man. I mean, like you said, he dropped his nuts. You know, that was a nutsy, gutsy call from Signetti. So that's when you got to drop your nuts, though. When it's all on the line, you know, drop your nuts and let's see who the bigger man is. Signetti shows, yeah, he said he was the big man out there tonight. So shout out to the Hoosiers.
He thought about it. We didn't know he was gonna kick the field goal, called the timeout. You know, we huddled up. We thought about it, and I mean, just what an incredible call. Charlie Becker, Charlie B from Nashville, Tennessee. I haven't seen a player make consistent big catch after big catch in the biggest moments. Back shoulder fade, security catch, inbounds. He might go down as an all-time great receiver in Indiana history. We will never forget this. The last time Indiana played for a national championship, cuz it was in 2002. I was just a young boy. We played Maryland in the national championship, and we were so close. We've gotten so close so many times and been denied. We lost that night. I was heartbroken as a little boy. We come back again. The coach win the Super Bowl in 06, but 09, we were so close. We played in the Super Bowl. We lost to New Orleans. Last year, again, Pacers so close. We lost in game 7. And here go Coach Kirk Cignetti, to bring us from where we started. And just the ascension and the rise of this program, I don't think we'll ever see anything like it. This is not just the greatest story of all time. This is not just the greatest story. This is the greatest team of all time. This is the greatest coaching performance that you will ever see in your lifetime. We won't see a program come from the bottom of the depths and rise and become national champions. You won't see that anymore. This is it right here, and we got to witness it. Shout out to all the Hoosier fans. Hoosier Nation showed up once again. The game was in Miami. We had Miami fans outnumbered. It was a 60-40 crowd, they say. All I hear, Miami, they go over the 2-minute drive. They got their backs to the Indiana fans. You couldn't hear nothing in there. And it's a defense. Defense bend, but don't break. Miami responded every time. We scored right when you thought the game was through. When Fernando crossed that end zone and got that touchdown, I thought the game was over. Miami come down with that quick 2-3 minute drive, punch the thing right back in the end zone. I'm thinking, oh man, we only up 3. But here go the Hoosiers again. First down after first down. The way they thought Miami was going to beat us, we beat Miami the same way. But shout out to Miami because they got a bunch of dogs over on their team.
Absolutely.
Miami got some killers, some dudes that really opened my eyes. Mazador, Bang, Moten, the big boy in the middle. I'm talking about they came ready to play. They brought that heat all night long. But they don't understand. We got them dogs too. Pat Coogan, Carter Smith. We were switching in our right tackle, Benson and Johnny. They were switching in and out. But our line is absolute dogs. Our whole team is full of dogs. And we showed them we just as tough. Man, but shout out to Miami, man. But tonight was all about them Hoosiers. It's all about Indiana. And if you thought you was going to bully us, you got the wrong thing coming. We've been bullied our whole life. We've been bullied our whole life by the whole Big Ten, by the entire country. When we got to this moment, we ain't getting bullied no more. We're going to stand up. And that's exactly what the Hoosiers did. They stood up. When it was time to get that first down, we got them first downs. When it was time to run it, we ran it. 5, 6, 7 yards a clip. I mean, I just couldn't be more proud of what I witnessed today, cuz. And it's just an incredible feeling. It's an incredible feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah. Nah, you said it. You said it, cuz. You said it. I just want to reiterate, man, that you might have just saw the greatest team in the history of college football, step on that field tonight. Why do you, let me ask you this, cuz, why do you give me your reasons for why that is? Like, how is that? I know a lot of people gonna say the LSU, they said the old Miami teams, there's a lot of great teams that come through, college sports. But what makes Indiana the 25-26 Hoosiers, what makes them the best?
We can start from the early part of the season. When we hung 73 up on that board against Indiana State, I know it's just Indiana State, but we hung 73 points up on that board. So it just started right there. I said, okay, they opened my eyes. And then the game against Illinois, who thought they was a top 10 team. They was predicted to be the Indiana of this year. They thought they was going to be us from last year. And we just obliterated them in Bloomington. In Bloomington. And then we come right back to Oregon. They a top 10 team. We go to Eugene. We go play them at Altman Stadium. We come out victorious there, top 10 opponent on the road. Indiana again, clutch play. When it's time to make a clutch play, Fernando Mendoza delivers. Iowa on the road. We going against the Hawkeyes, a place we ain't never won at. We ain't never been. Iowa got dogs on their team too. We go to Iowa. When everybody thought we was going to lose, our back was against the wall, we find a way to win on the road in Carver City. Again, Penn State, another big-time opponent. Yes, they didn't have the best year, but Penn State got dogs. They got 4 or 5 stars littered across their roster. We playing them in State College. Our backs against the wall. We walk down the field. The greatest catch of the year. One of the greatest catches I ever seen with my own two eyes. Omar Cooper Jr. in the back of the end zone. Fernando Mendoza. They bring a zero blitz. Everybody, he's getting hit as he throws it. Perfect pass in the back of the end zone. It was building the whole season. And then it brought us to the Big Ten championship. We go into the Big Ten championship against Ohio State, a team that they've been beating us down since the beginning of time. Nobody ever gave us a chance to beat Ohio State. We go into Indianapolis, Indiana, Lucas Oil Stadium, into the heart of the state. We emerge victorious. We go on the road to Rose Bowl. We go out there to Pasadena, California. Indiana, we ain't played in the Rose Bowl since the 50s. We go out there and beat the dog mess out of Alabama 38-3. It's a crescendo. It's crescendoing, cuz it's just only the stakes is getting higher and the eyes is opening up even more. We go down to Atlanta. We playing Oregon in the Peach Bowl. We beat the monkey mess out of them 56-22. And after that, one more, and we will be the greatest team. And what we did tonight, we beat Blue Blood, Miami. They had all the legends out. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Andre Johnson. They was little Clint Portis. They was all on the sideline. Michael Irvin. And I loved it because I needed them to witness. They needed to be a witness to this new regime, to this new program that ain't never had nothing. And we want to be at that level. So I'm glad all those Hall of Famers was there to witness the birth of Indiana football. We needed one, cuz we needed that trophy. We needed that national championship in our trophy case, and we brought it home. Why are we the best team? We the first team to be 16-0 since 1894. I ain't seen nobody else do it.
Nah, nope.
Ain't nobody else did that. Our point differential, we plus 420 something plus. Ain't nobody else been plus that many. We the first team that been plus like that. And then also the Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza. We got the Heisman Trophy winner with us, and we ran the table. 16-0, the greatest team of all time. It's no arguments. I mean, I'm irrational. Don't argue with me. I'm going to stand on it every time. Yes, we're better than that 2019 LSU team. Yes, we are. We're better than them. We beat teams by more points. We averaged more points than them. Our defense was better than that defense LSU had. We were a complete team. How did we seal the national championship game today, cuz? Pick last play. Carson Beck, we need that. He reverted back to who he was. I told you he couldn't pick apart a turkey at a Thanksgiving dinner. I said that yesterday. Here we are, cuz. National champions, Indiana. I'm just greatest team of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I digress. Now I would have said that. Argue with that. Like who can put up a better argument than that? But even with that, man, it's definitely the greatest Indiana team, in sports history. The only, the only school to have an undefeated football team and an undefeated basketball team to win the national championship.
Is that what they saying?
I think so. Well, yeah, I think so. So. I mean, or maybe not the only school, but maybe I think the last time it was done was an undefeated team winning the national championship was the Hoosiers, the Bob Knight Hoosiers. So there's a lot to be said about this team, man. So first question on UCLA. Yeah, there's a lot to be said about this team, man. So yeah, shout out to Hoosiers. That was a great game, man. How did you feel? How did you feel throughout the course of that game, though? Because I mean, that was a I don't like, sometimes it's cool, man. It would have been cool to sit down and see Indiana, just air them out. But I like the fact that it was a dogfight, so there wasn't no question. You know what I'm saying? That takes all the questions out of it. It wasn't a blowout. It was a dogfight. Indiana drew first blood. They came down, hit that field goal. And then just from there, it was just back and forth. But Indiana just kept their foot on their neck the whole game. So. How did you feel throughout that game?
The beginning of the game, it was close. It was tight. When we scored first, went up 3-0. I mean, we went on a nice drive to go up 3-0. We took a lot of time off the clock. I was happy. when we went up 3-0, I was like, okay, we got first blood, but I really wanted that touchdown. I felt the team that scored the first touchdown would be in position to win the game. When Indiana drove it 14 plays down the field, and we snuck Riley Nowakowski in that end zone, I said, okay, we up 10-0. I felt happy. I didn't even jump up and down. I really didn't celebrate too much because I knew it was still a long game. We went in a halftime. We went in a halftime 10-0 because and the narrative was if we come out and score first, it might open the floodgates. We might blow them out. I knew Miami wasn't going to give it up that easy. I've truly understood that. I was talking to my friends throughout the game, and I talked to him at halftime, and he said we need to stop. I said, yeah, y'all do. And Miami got to stop Ruben Payne and Mezzador. I'm talking about true monsters off the edge. I think at one point we had dropped back and passed it 3 times. They had 3 sacks. So I knew it was going to be tough. I was never comfortable with that 10. And then when he broke off that 57-yard run and it was 10-7, my heart was like, man, we in Miami. But I knew every time after the opposing team scores, Indiana always responds. We always find a way to respond. So we had to punt, but we gave it back to Miami. I knew something was gonna happen. And when Mikael Kamara came off that edge and blocked that punt, and we got the touchdown, I said, okay, here we go. That's the thing about Indiana. We could beat a team in so many different ways: special teams, defense, offense. And today was truly a team effort. Truly a team. All 3 phases of the game is the reason why we came out with the victory. So after that play, Mendoza, when he scored the touchdown and we went up 24-14, I mean, I thought it was over right there, but then I looked at the clock. I composed myself. I looked at the clock and said, "I still 9 minutes left in the game. Still 8-9 minutes left in the game. It's really not over." And Miami came right down and scored.
That Malachi Tooney, that youngster, he got a bright future.
Baby Jesus,
only 18 years old. I mean, that boy's like a little pistol.
He got like a little Tyreek Hill in him.
Right.
So when they scored, when Malachi Tony, when he scored, I said we have to respond. And Indiana went on an amazing little drive right there. And I was nervous when it was 2nd and 1. Miami had already spent one of their timeouts, and then Carter Smith jumped offside. We got the offside. Made it 2nd and 6. Yeah. I'm like, man, the game could have been over. And then Miami got the 2 stops, and we had to kick the field goal. And I said, oh, man, we give them the ball back, 1:47, 1:40 plus left on the clock. I thought they was in position to score, but I was just as nervous as everybody else watching that final drive. But I knew our defense. In my head, I'm thinking we got the best defense in the nation. We're going to make a stand. If a team has to walk past the ball down the field on us to score, I just can't see it happening because I haven't seen it all year. And what we do, Jamari Sharp come up big, pick. At that time, I'm just in shock and awe. Just like the rest of everybody else. I'm looking at the team, looking at the TV, and I just, I'm like, we really did it. We really about to be champions. I was kind of nervous. He took his helmet off at the end of the play, got the 15-yard penalty, but put us at the 2-yard line. We had to push it forward at the end of the game, but it's all good.
I was thinking that situation, man, like. And, my coaching wheels got to turn, and I'm like, okay, they got to take these knees. They have to this to the goal. He took that first knee. They backed up in the end zone. I'm like, okay, do you take the safety? Do you know what I'm saying? But then he went ahead and just dove for it. I'm like, okay, good, yeah, good.
I want to get some notions out the way that I've been seeing online too. I've been seeing online people saying, where do all these Indiana fans come from? Where all these bandwagon fans come from? Trust and believe. There's no bandwagon fans over here. We've been diehards for a very long time. It's just that when your team is not doing good, you have nothing to root for. Indiana, we wasn't even going to bowl games. So we wanted to see the Hoosiers do good, but we wasn't set up to do good. We was being dominated, but we were still fans because we still wish well on the team. We was waiting for this perfect storm. That and you talk about a hurricane, they they got hurt. They got Hurricane Signetti.
Cincinnati.
It rolled through Bloomington. It swept us all up. And now look at us, national champions. And so, yeah, we come out deep because Indiana has the largest living alumni base in the country. So
Yeah,
you wake us up, you waking up a giant. You waking up monsters, and we gonna support our team. We gonna support anything IU, anything Indiana, we gonna come deep for it. And by the way, don't let the Bears move to Gary.
oh man.
Because it's gonna be Indiana Bears. Anything Indiana do good at, we gonna support it. So, we've been diehards for a long time over here. So I wanted to clear that up. We just didn't start rooting for the Hoosiers. We've been waiting for this national championship in any way, shape, or form. Any way we can get it. Yeah, the football team delivered. Thank you, Coach Nettie. Thank you, Fernando Mendoza. Thank you, D'Angelo Pons. Thank you, Mikael Kamara. Thank you, Elijah Surratt. Thank you, Charlie B. from Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you, Omar Cooper Jr. Thank you. Because it was Kaylin Black, Roman Hamby,
yeah.
Pat Coogan.
Yes, absolutely.
Jamari Sharp.
Definitely Jamari Sharp.
Amari
I don't
Farrell.
know whose play was bigger, Jamari Sharp or Mikael's pump block. What's the bigger play? The stand up pick for end of the game or the pump block to get the go ahead touchdown?
Definitely the pump block. We put points on the board. They had just came back and it was 10-7. We needed something. We needed a touchdown. We got it off the pump block. That's one thing you can count on. That's one thing you can count on from this Indiana team all year. We're gonna score in ways you didn't see coming. We're gonna get the pump block for a touchdown. We're gonna get the pick six first play of the game. We're gonna score. So Tyrone Burrs Jr. Tyrone Burrs from Warren Central, a dog. Look for him next year. And he had made big contributions in the Oregon game. So we just blessed to have such great players on the team and have such a great team and see this championship in our lifetime. Now, I wish there's a way we can take some callers on here, man. I want to get our people on. I want to get everybody on so we can.
You have to post the phone number right there and then just have them call in. We'll say that for another show, though. Yeah, we definitely see it in it. Now go ahead, cuz.
I was gonna say, what was your favorite moment from this season? What was your favorite moment from this historic season?
Man, definitely. I mean, aside from this national championship, man, in my opinion, was that Big Ten championship beating Ohio State. For that was my, personally favorite moment. I mean, being in Indianapolis, they came down here and showed out for the Big Ten championship. That just sounded like that. It just felt like a little mini national championship before doing it. And just to say this, I wanted to put this out there too, cuz so the past 3 years, we got Indiana, Ohio State, Michigan. So has that tide shifted? Is the Big Ten is that the conference? You know what I'm saying? Is that the conference? Because I know it's been SEC, my whole time growing up for years. But I mean, the past 3 years, I'm saying the national championship run through the Big Ten. Am I correct about that?
Past 3 years runs right through the Big Ten: Michigan, Ohio State, and now Indiana.
So yeah, I mean, I got to say, I don't want to hear that SEC talk no more, and that they the best, and it's looking like the Big Ten is the best conference as we speak in this new era of football.
And how do you feel about the way Indiana built this thing? NIL. How do you feel about that? That playing a factor in it.
Signetti changed the game. He changed the game. So the NIL era is so new, and so people still trying to figure out how to navigate it. They feel like Signetti sat back, he studied it, he found the loopholes, whatever the rules, and he attacked it. You know what I'm saying? And it shows because not just this year, last year. You know what I'm saying? You can see the writing on the wall last year. It was just it wasn't expected for this year for him to come out and do it, and for IU to come out and do it like that. So he just wrote the handbook on how to win a national championship in the NIL era. At first it was Nick Saban, whoever. How do you recruit and get these guys to your program and maintain these guys? But Signetti's showing you he's in a portal uh while we in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So he has his recipe. I feel like he put tidbits out there here and there, but I think he has his own recipe, and there's going to be a lot of coaches sitting back studying what he's been doing to win this national championship, because he has a recipe right now. Until somebody comes up with some new sauce, he has the sauce at this moment of time.
Mm-hmm. And that's a fact. SEC, they was paying players in the back door for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They've been paying, and as soon as it became legal, and you could pay at the front door, Indiana took advantage, and it was. And another shout out, I want to give a shout out to President Pamela Whitten, and then also AD Scott Dawson. He probably made the singular most important hire in the history of sports when he hired Kirk Cinetti. That hire has paid dividends. And what Kirk Cinetti, what he asked him at the beginning was, we need a significant investment into this football program. We need a commitment, and Indiana delivered. Because Indiana, we got the money, and we made the commitment, and these are the results. Mm-hmm. It's simple. You make the commitment, you're gonna get the results. Like Coach Kirk Cinetti said at the end of the game, you put your nose down, you ground hard, the results is gonna come. Mm-hmm. And it's in different ways. From the players, we need that commitment on the field. From the top tier, from the boosters, from the higher level, we need that commitment being infused in the program through financial resources. And that's exactly what they got. That's exactly what they got. Indiana has the most money, the biggest alumni. That's why we got so many players. And it's not about paying a player 10 to 15 million. They look for program guys and they pay them. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You gotta be a certain quality of guy for Coach Kirk Cinetti to commit to you. We're gonna bring you in, we're gonna vet you, and we're gonna make sure we make the right decision for our program. Not everybody is made to play for IU. Mm-hmm. When Coach Kirk Cinetti came in, he told every receiver, listen, y'all can find another home. Charlie B, hold on. I wasn't talking about you.
You're right.
Because he had that certain character and quality about himself that made him a candidate to stay. And look at him now. Making the biggest catches in the biggest moments. Mark Cuban, what you need.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mark Cuban came out, said, here's that blank check, man. Go ahead and do what you got to do, man, to get my Hoosiers to where they need to be. And that paid off. That definitely paid off.
Mm-hmm. And he's standing on it. Mark Cuban on ESPN, and he's giving you the blueprint. Not every team has a Mark Cuban, and we thankful and lucky to have alumni like him. But the way our fan base showed up during this entire season, I went to the Purdue game when I was home for Thanksgiving. I went to for the Old Oaken Bucket, and I would have thought I was in Bloomington with so many IU fans there, and we were showing up at the most important times. We went down to Pasadena, flooded with Indiana fans. Mm-hmm. Same thing in Atlanta, flooded with Indiana fans. And again today in Miami. It don't matter where we go. I compared it to the Odyssey, the story of the Odyssey. That's what I compared it to. Odysseus. Mm-hmm. And he had to go on this amazing journey and had to go through all these trials and tribulations, and then he made it through all of them. He lost some guys during the process, but he made it to the island where the Cyclops live. That was like us going to Miami. We made it to this island. We know it's this monster here. We understand that. What Odysseus did, he had to outsmart the Cyclops. He went in the cave, and he had to outsmart the Cyclops to get his men home. And that's exactly what we did tonight. We had to outsmart Miami, out-tough Miami to make it back home with this national championship. And now it's the return Return of the prodigal son when they come back home with Fernando Mendoza's prodigal son comes home. You know, he came home to Miami. He wins a championship. He tried to walk on there. They wouldn't even accept his walk on. Disrespectful. Disrespectful to the kid from Miami. He had pictures of him with the face paint and everything. You know, but the orange and green. Grew up a Miami fan. And luckily he chose Indiana. You know, what might have been the biggest portal edition of all time. The greatest portal edition of all time, Fernando Mendoza to Indiana. I guarantee you that backdoor fade will be the new blueprint for real. It always has been a blueprint. Always has been a meta. It's just, do you have the quarterback and the receivers to complete it? Always has been that fade is almost unstoppable.
And mano y mano. I mean, the quarterback and the receiver know where the ball going. You make the cornerback make a play. So yeah. I mean, can you stop it? Some corners can, some corners can't.
So, cuz we're gonna do some superlatives. We're gonna go superlatives, man. We gonna this again, cuz. Is this the greatest team of all time?
I mean, I'm gonna do my research on it, but you made a great yes we did. You made a great case for it. I mean, ain't no other team that won 16-0 and had this point margin. So after right now, man, while we're still in the moment, hell yeah.
Greatest team of all time. Possibly one of the greatest coaching performances of all time. The greatest story of all time. The greatest quarterback to come out of Indiana. I saw the comments. They said Joe Montana. Okay. Joe Montana, he was great because he won Super Bowls in the NFL. He won a national championship at Notre Dame as well. But did he win the Heisman? Because that's what Fernando did. He won the Heisman and won a national championship. So it's just a season full of greats. And for sure, we can say the greatest team of all time, the greatest coach of all time, the greatest play that Omar Cooper Jr. touchdown, the greatest moment, the Fernando 4th and 5, the greatest call. But for a Hoosier fan in my heart, this is my greatest memory. This is the greatest time to be an Indiana fan, and we won't ever experience anything like this again. Unless we run it back and go 16-0 again next year.
Right. And that's the plan.
But it was so tough, y'all. It was so tough. Because give me your final thoughts, man. Give me your final thoughts on how you feel about the season, how you feel about this team, how you feel about the game.
Man, great season, IU. Great season. I mean, you as a football fan, you can't ask for nothing more. An undefeated season, a championship. You see that y'all got the backing behind you. Y'all got the fans behind you. There's a lot of kids out there, and I said this kind of about the Colts. You know, like just thinking about the Colts. You know, there's going to be kids who've never seen the Colts in the playoffs. You know, kids is born in the, last 10 years. They ain't never seen the Colts in the playoffs. So, but for the young kids now that just watched IU win their first national championship, you just got you a buttload of fans for life. You know what I'm saying? You just made you some fans. So, yeah, shout out to IU. They got some Indianapolis boys on that roster that's always near and dear. Omar Cooper Jr., Tyrell Burgers Jr., so you can't get no more better. Everybody, if you're from Indiana, you probably done been down or through Bloomington in some form or fashion, been on IU's campus in some form or fashion. You know somebody who graduated from IU. You know somebody who went to IU. You know some alumni. So the IU's fandom runs deep. And I seen that on this playoff run. I seen that. So, like you said, there's a lot of people that say, where's all these bandwagon fans come from? Pull up to Indiana. I'm not even going to say you can just pull up to Indianapolis. You don't got to go to Bloomington. You can go to wherever in Indiana. You're going to see a lot of the Hoosiers. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see a lot of Hoosiers, you know. And if you're from Indiana, that's what you call yourself anyway, a Hoosier. So yeah, great season, cuz.
And another way Indiana fans have shown they so great and they support. I just want to say thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for supporting Cold Game. We've seen top tier engagement over the past few weeks. The type of engagement we haven't seen. We've been running this podcast for almost a year now. You know, we haven't got the type of engagement that we've gotten during this playoff run. So I want to thank everybody watching this show right now. It's special, y'all, and I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart. Man, this team has really lit a fire inside of me to make me go harder. You know, with making sure that we support our teams, no matter what, through the good and bad, because it ain't gonna always be roses and you know, and cherry blossoms. You know, we're gonna go through hard times. There's gonna be times that you look at yourself and you know, you find yourself with your back against the wall and things is not looking so good. And it's gonna be some hard times, but all that matters is, do you believe? Will you keep supporting? Will you keep encouraging those around you, the team, the players, other fans? Like, hey, we still got this. It's still a chance. And I think that's going to make the biggest difference moving forward, because next year we're going to have the target on our back like we ain't never seen before. Everybody's going to be coming after us, y'all. Everybody. We going to be circled on everybody's calendar next year. We have to understand this. So our level of play has to go up even higher, because we got to let them know. It's some people who still don't believe. They think we had the easiest schedule ever. They think it was just a fluke. You know, it seems like every time we beat a team down, oh, that team ain't so good. They wasn't that good.
Right.
You know, so we're going to have to prove it. We're going to have to prove it even more next year, y'all. So, but tonight we celebrating. I'm gonna crack open some grape juice, you know. I got things to do in the morning. I wish I could celebrate and go hard, but I'm gonna celebrate this by staying up and watching this show all night. You know, watching ESPN, and just diving into all things Indiana, y'all. Yeah, I just want to thank y'all again for continuing to support us. As you might heard me say, let's go IU! Can we get a Hoosiers? Hoosiers? Okay. Four, cold game. First round draft pick.